time with no negative consequences!
But wait a minute, what's that?
The price for life is threefold. If you don't wish to suffer a fate worse than death, all three must be watched. Aw, man. Scorpion King, huh? Let's get right on... Oh shit! I gotta finish Despair Girls! No, I thought I had more time. No, this can't be happening. Ugh, no. Hey guys, I'm Calluna and welcome back to Screenshots. So I've been getting a lot of weird emails and comments lately from you guys asking me to review the Scorpion King. Is there like a holiday coming up or something? You guys for some reason really needed me to get it done by today. I don't really get it. Huh. Well, since you guys insisted, I guess that's what we're going to be reviewing for today. Huh. Getting a weird sense of deja vu. Must not be important. Anyway, I guess studio executives were extremely impressed at The Rock's ability to yell, fight, and become a crazy CGI monster that they decided to give his character from The Mummy Returns his own movie taking place 5,000 years before the events of The Mummy and The Mummy Returns. As you can expect from a movie starring a professional wrestler, this is more of a straightforward action flick than the previous Mummy movies. And hey, we get to spend most of the film watching a shirtless Rock do rather impressive stunts. That's hey-okay in my book. And with that, let's begin The Scorpion King. The movie begins in a much colder environment than I was expecting for a movie in the Mummy series. Wait, did I accidentally put in Hercules: The Legendary Journeys? We see a bunch of barbarian guys celebrating their conquests, cheering about people they've killed, and drinking out of their skulls.
We have killed Babylonians!
The leader tough talks a guy who he has strung up to some planks, who warns him that his brother is coming and they'd better watch out. Lo and behold, a door busts open and in comes his brother, who is, of course, our hero. And what magnificent opening words are we going to get from our hero? Alright, I'm on board. Since we don't know his name yet, and I think it's a safe bet that he's not the Scorpion King just yet, we're gonna call him The Rock. Anyway, The Rock kills a bunch of dudes and keeps them from killing his brother in typical action hero fashion. Oh, you.
You're lucky we have the same mother.
So the first 5 minutes of the film are basically going to let you know if you're going to like the rest of it. It has campy dialogue, silly one-liners, and a lot of really awesome, albeit physics-defying stunts. This is definitely one of my favorite guilty pleasure movies. Well, it wouldn't be a movie in the Mummy series without some pretty shitty CGI. In the land of ancient... Egypt, I guess? A powerful warrior named Memnon has conquered most of this general area thanks to a powerful sorcerer of his who can see the future to help him in battle. The leaders of the remaining free tribes gather together to figure out a way to stop him. They decide to hire The Rock and his fellow Akkadians to kill the sorcerer and make Memnon vulnerable.
Akkadians. Thought they were wiped out long ago.
Oh, I'm glad the Akkadians are so easily identifiable. How is that a thing? Despite the protests of the king's son and a warrior named Balthazar, played by Michael Clarke Duncan...
If I'm no king, why are you on your knees before me?
You can tell he's a badass because he's got those cool scars on his face. Well, that, and he's also Michael Clarke Duncan. Rest in peace, dude. The deal is made and the Akkadians head off to Memnon's camp. Man, he's so cool when he pulls out his bow, kick-ass music plays! I wish I could do that! He ziplines down into the camp and beats up a few more guards who are going to kill some random guy who talks a lot.
Surely you've heard of the enormous reward for my safe return.
Jeez, we've barely even met him and I can already tell he's going to be our comic relief. Great. Instead of actually helping the guy out, Rock leaves him hanging, get it? And keeps on sneaking into the camp. After a bit more sneaking, the two non-main characters get randomly caught, leaving our hero to sneak into the sorcerer's tent alone. Inside, he discovers that the man he came here to kill is actually a lady!
You've been betrayed, Matthias.
You know my name?
Yeah, now we know it too! Also, is it typically fashionable for sorcerers to have really high capes? I guess so. Also, nice to see that when it's time to kill the pretty lady, the Rock needs to pull out his big-ass sword from his crotch. Almost symbolic, if you will. The sorceress tells Matthias that he's been betrayed and he gets overwhelmed by more dudes. Memnon is about to kill him, but the sorceress says that if anyone kills Matthias, their whole army will be cursed. Not content with being robbed of a chance to be the villain, Memnon has Matthias' brother brought in and kills him, then has Matthias knocked out and taken away. Oh, by the way, we also find out that that warlord's son from before killed his dad and joined Memnon's side. Anything to have a relevant role in the film, huh, buddy? Memnon, in order to avoid the sorceress's warning of having Matthias be killed by his hand or the hands of his men, buries Matthias neck-deep near a nest of fire ants, drawing them out with smoke. Anyway, the talkative prisoner from earlier is buried next to Matthias, and somehow, in a way that the movie literally never explains, manages to escape from the sand and take out the guards. Well, I guess it wouldn't be a movie in the Mummy series without some sort of bug killing a guy, huh? In exchange for being given the role of sidekick in this movie, our escape artist friend helps Matthias out of the fire ant situation. Oh god, our one weakness! Irony! I will say, as annoying as some of his one-liners can be, he does actually help Matthias several times throughout the movie.
Never touch the bow.
Back at Memnon's Keep, the sorceress has a vision of his army marching to the west and conquering more people, so he orders them into action. He shows the audience his cool pet tigers and gives a pretty generic villain speech about bringing about an era of peace by murdering a bunch of people. He also says that he's going to make the sorceress his queen, and we find out apparently if she sleeps with somebody, she'll lose her powers.
And you would lose your advantage in battle.
The day I speak of is the day I no longer need your vision.
Bad enough that you murdered thousands of people and have a fucking ridiculous haircut, and now we really know he's the antagonist. So apparently Gomorrah is Memnon's stronghold. Yes, that one.
There is no greater city than Gomorrah. Except maybe Sodom.
Ugh. And actually the sidekick guy is a bit more useful than I originally would have thought, acting as the criminal being brought in for a bounty by Matthias. After making his way through a market, a kid who looks like a mini version of our horse thief, oh my god, they're breeding, helps our hero make it into Memnon's palace.
I'll kill half, you kill half. Alright, I'll kill them all.
They sneak into a weird lab-looking place, where they meet Memnon's personal Doc Brown, who has been experimenting with some magic powder that he got from China. Apparently, nobody who works for Memnon actually likes the guy.
You mean to kill him, do you?
Yes.
Well, in that case, I'd say he was in the training courtyard.
Okay, kid, all you gotta do is just make sure that you don't get caught in the next 30 seconds so I can go kill this guy, and then we're all set.
I didn't do anything!
You had one job!
Do you know what the penalty is for stealing?
Matthias makes the split-second decision to save the kid from getting his hand cut off instead of killing Memnon, revealing his presence at the same time. Thankfully, all of these guards were stormtroopers in another life, so they can't shoot worth anything. He finds safe cover in the lab, where he sets off a catapult the guy had been working on and gets flung into the harem.
The trail blazing, eyebrow raising, jabroni beating. Ow!
Unfortunately, the concubines take away all of his weapons just in time for the guards to show up, and he has to take advantage of that common harem accessory, the giant metal shield gong thing, to escape. The scramble leads him to falling into a bathhouse with an impact that should have killed any man, but thankfully he's the Rock, so he's okay. And it turns out that the person bathing here is none other than the sorceress. Yeah.
Ow!
So the bath has a giant drain in it that then leads into an awesome water slide? I guess that's one way to escape, and also the newest ride at Universal. Anyway, they get out of the city, and Matthias tells her that, despite the fact that he admits to being hired to kill her, she is safe with him because he has other people to kill first. Seems legit. Matthias explains that he hasn't killed her yet so he could lure Memnon out to fight him. I'd argue all he has to do is kill her and then his job is done, but Memnon did sort of slash his brother's throat, and that might leave a bit of a grudge. Sidekick Guy tags along as they head off for the Valley of the Dead, which is really silly because from here on out he no longer serves any purpose besides spitting one-liners. Memnon sends his men after them, giving them a special arrow coated in scorpion venom to use on him. Given the name of the movie, that can't possibly be important. I guess it sort of makes sense that the people believed to be extinct live in the Valley of the Dead. Oh, one of them. Oof, too soon? The sorceress tries to escape from Matthias, and we learn that she has been Memnon's prisoner since she was a kid, and that she helped Matthias because she knew he would be able to help her get away from her captivity. They reach some kind of understanding, and the next morning, Memnon's men have made their way to the valley to bring back the sorceress. Matthias charges into battle alone, but a giant sandstorm blows in just in time to help him kill a bunch of dudes in the confusion. The rest of them take cover in a cave where a bunch more of the guys get killed by quicksand and/or Matthias. Honestly, as action movie death montages go, this isn't that bad. Finally, the head bad dude gets his own fight scene with Matthias, which he loses, but not before getting one good stab with the poison arrow. Thankfully, the sorceress is able to use her magic to save his life, and the poison-related peril is no more. To be more of an action movie cool guy, Matthias uses the dead guard's own bird to send his bloody necklace back to Memnon as a warning. They randomly run into the magic man, who has also fled the city and has figured out the formula for his powder, which is just gunpowder or dynamite. When they go to a nearby oasis to get some water, because, you know, the desert's just littered with those, they're ambushed and taken in by the last of the rebels, now under the command of Balthazar. He orders the rebels to bring in the sorceress, but Matthias won't let them, and now it's time for another big dumb fight scene. Yay! Their collective manliness being too strong for something as weak as simple steel? Or the filmmakers deciding there's been enough swords and it's time for a fist fight? You decide! If there's ever been a need to have a close-up on biceps, it's now! Thank you, movie, for this astounding moment! Anyway, these two big tough dudes beat the stuffing out of each other for a while as the crowd cheers, and eventually Matthias is the winner.
He will come for his sorceress. Yes, I know who she is.
Oh, thanks for not pointing that out earlier, you jerk! Everyone kind of makes peace around their mutual enemy of Memnon, and the sorceress also has a vision of everyone in the camp getting killed by his guards, which seems like bad news. We also find out that her name is apparently Cassandra. Hey, movie, I see what you did there! She goes to Matthias and tells him a whole laundry list of expositional prophecies, the most important being that if Matthias fights Memnon, he'll die.
If you face Memnon, you'll die. That is your destiny.
Alright, as action movies go, well, we kind of all know where this line is going. Say it with me, folks! I make my own destiny! Oh, and also they have sex. Cassandra goes back to Memnon to try to delay his army from going to kill the rebels, and the rebels decide, fuck that, let's try to kill him anyway. Really, they probably should have discussed their plans beforehand. Balthazar sneaks in with several of the female warriors, leading to this gem.
Let's see that pretty little face.
Ooh, he punches the hell out of V. Honda! No, really, that's the same actor from the Street Fighter movie. The rest of the rebels each find a way in, with Matthias coming in from the roof. They regroup inside the castle, and we get a general idea of their plan, which involves killing more guards and blowing stuff up. Memnon gets mad because he thinks the lady he captured might have slept with someone that isn't him, and he thinks up some trick with pots and snakes to test her power so he can then kill her or whatever. Much to his chagrin, he finds out that she still has her magic, and the victory that she's been foreseeing might not be his.
I've come for the woman. And your head.
Not only does she still have her magic powers, she has a really good sense for cinematic timing. Neat. We spend the next few minutes cutting back and forth between Matthias fighting with Memnon and the rebels setting up blasting powder on the foundation of the palace. We see Memnon order his guards to kill Cassandra, but she gets to do some dude killing of her own. It's nice to see that Cassandra can hold her own in a fight. Balthazar kills his old leader's son to get vengeance, and the fight between Matthias and Memnon spills out to the rooftop. You know, I'm no expert, but my money's on the guy with two swords ones whose swords are also on fire. Taking the Scar approach to fighting, huh? One of Memnon's guards shows up and shoots Matthias, just like what Cassandra had seen in her vision earlier. Cassandra kills the dude that shot him, and Matthias grabs his bow and pulls the arrow out of his own back to fire at Memnon, who has already proven multiple times in the movie that he's proficient at blocking arrows fired at him. The manliness levels are reaching critical mass! We're reaching Gurren Lagann levels! A lot of things happen at once, with Balthazar taking on a whole army at once, Matthias' arrow going past Memnon's guard to hit him in the chest, bad time for your first miss, dude, and all the powder blowing up to make sure that he falls into a giant fireball, which makes his death way cooler. As the exposition in the very beginning of the movie told us, the strongest warrior in this army is the king, so Matthias is now in charge now that he killed Memnon.
Hail to the king!
The easily swayed mob now upgraded to army. The next morning, Matthias and Balthazar share a cool bro moment and go their separate ways.
I see a time of great peace and prosperity ahead.
How is it you see this? Don't the legends say you'll lose your powers if you...
I'm sorry, I really wasn't paying attention to the explanation. I was too busy laughing at the rock's face.
Nothing lasts forever, my king. And that is the destiny of all kingdoms.
Then we'll make our own destiny.
Oh, he said it again? I guess it works. Except we know exactly where his story is going to go. Now I'm sad. Wait. Gotta wonder what exactly it is she saw in her vision. I see. Ugh. Ugh. Oh no! It'll be great. I do not envy her. And the movie concludes, playing I Stand Alone by Godsmack in the credits. In case you didn't know, I Stand Alone was made for this movie, apparently. There's even a themed music video for it. You remember those days? You know, those of you old enough to remember? Anyway, so yeah, this is a very silly and fun movie. If you like dumb action movies, or movies with a lot of silly dialogue, or, you know, just the awesomeness that is The Rock, you should definitely give this movie a watch. It's a fun popcorn movie that thankfully doesn't drag in some places like the previous Mummy movies, mostly because it's well aware that it's a dumb action movie that just so happens to take place in the Mummy universe. Anytime I'm in a bad mood and need some cheering up, I just throw this movie on. So I just say, if you haven't already seen this, give it a watch. I'm Calluna, and thanks for tuning into Screenshots. See ya! Alright, video's all done. Time to upload it. You know, I never figured out why my fans wanted me to review this movie. Not that I mind, I love this movie, but why this one specifically? It's not like I reviewed the other Mummy movies. Oh my god, the deadline! No, wait, don't panic! It's okay, it's uploading! Nothing to panic about! No. No, I thought I had more time. No! No, this can't be happening! Ugh! No! No, Steve, this is not the time. You don't get this. If I don't upload this now, I'm going to...
You have not completed the task set for you in the allotted time.
You did this on purpose, you random evil, disembodied voice of ancient evil!
And now this shall be your fate.
No. No, please!